everyone and welcome at Yoga by Rosa. My name is Rosa and this is a beginner's flow where I will be explaining a little bit more than I usually do, but where you can also take the time to feel what a Vinyasa flow is. And yes, we can get started. You can sit in a cross-legged seat, but you can also sit into your heels if you prefer, like this, and make sure your back is straight, your spine is long. So maybe that means when you are sitting cross-legged that you have to sit onto a block, or maybe a book if you have it at home, a study book, which you can put onto under your sitting bones. And then maybe you feel you sit more upright. Cross the legs. And then if you want, you can close your eyes and arrive on the mat. Arrive with yourself. Feel then where your body is touching the mat. So at the feet, maybe some part of the legs, your sitting bones are on the mat or on that block. Your lower belly is slightly in, just a little bit, to sit upright. And then we're going to follow the spine with the mind, starting at the tailbone. And when you go up, there's the sacrum. See a natural curve in the lower back. You have the mid-back, the upper back, and then the spine ends with the neck. And see if you can bring your shoulders up to the ears, so bring your shoulders up, and roll them down the back. Relax them down. Relax the arms, and your hands can rest wherever feels good. And you bring your chin slightly in, now the crown of the head, so really the top of the head is reaching towards the sky. The muscles of your face are relaxed. Maybe you even smile to yourself. And notice your breath coming in and coming out. You can breathe deeply through the nose. Whenever you need to sigh it out through the mouth, please do so. You can gently open up your eyes. Bring your right ear towards your right shoulder. Stretching the neck. Bringing the arms alongside the body. And then bring your right hand onto your left ear. Just Just place it there. You don't have to put any pressure. Just place it there. It's already enough to feel a little bit more of a deep stretch. And you can bring the other hand from the mat. And maybe you flex the hand so you bring your fingertips towards you. And breathe. Breathe into that neck, that left neck. And then let it go. Bring your head to the center. And you can walk your right hand towards the right. And then bring your left arm overhead. You can bend the right elbow as much as you need to. Feel a nice stretch from the left sitting bones to your left fingertips. Again, breathe into that side. Always breathing in and out through that stretch. And maybe you even bring your left shoulder a little bit more backwards so you really open up. And you can look down or up, whatever feels good for your neck, maybe in front. And then with an inhale, you come up again. Bring both arms up. And then with an exhale, you twist to the right. Bringing your left hand on your right upper thigh. Your right hand is behind you. And with an inhale, you lengthen. And with an exhale, you twist. Maybe a little bit deeper. You don't have to go all the way straight away. But let your breathing bring you further into this. And with an inhale, you come to the center, bring your arms up. And with an exhale, you fold forwards. Maybe you like to remove the block or stay on it, whatever you like. And it doesn't matter how far you come. Your back needs to be straight. Your belly is in, and with every inhale you lengthen a little bit more. And with every exhale you fold maybe a little bit deeper. You relax into the pose. Then with an inhale you come up. And then bring the other leg in front. So maybe your right leg goes in front right now, and then the other leg can come in front. So if you are on your heels, you don't have to do that, of course. And then we're going to do the other side. So with an exhale, you bring your left ear towards your left shoulder. Feel a stretch in the right neck. Breathe through that area. Maybe you can bring your left hand on your right ear. Maybe you bring the right arm up, your right hand from the mat, and flex your right hand. Make it easy for yourself by breathing in and out. Yeah, come to the center again and walk your left hand towards the left and bring the other hand, your other arm overhead. Your right palm is facing down and you can bend into that left elbow if you need. You can look wherever feels good for your neck. Make sure you bring your right shoulder a little bit more backwards so you really open up. come to the center. With an inhale, you bring your arm up. With an exhale, you twist towards the left. Bringing your right hand on your left knee or upper thigh. Your left hand behind you. And with an inhale, you lengthen. And with every exhale, you may be coming a little bit deeper. With an inhale, come to the center, bring your arms up. With an exhale, fold forward. Again, land your hands wherever they come. And with every inhale, you lengthen. With every exhale, relax into the pose. So this side may feel different. It's a different hip you are stretching. Don't judge, just feel and observe and breathe. Then coming up, walk your hands up and come to hands and knees. So you're bringing your wrist underneath your shoulders and your knees are underneath your hips. Spread your fingers wide so that the weight is in the whole hands, also the fingers and the knuckles. And then with an inhale, you bring your tailbone up, your belly goes down and you look up. Exhale, bring the tailbone down, round the back and look in. Again, inhale, bring the tailbone up, belly goes down and look up. This is a cow pose. And exhale, bring the tailbone down, round the back and look in for a cat pose. Inhale, tailbone up, look up. And exhale, around. One more time, inhale. And exhale, round the back, look in. And come to the center with your back. So your spine is neutral. Then bring your knees as wide as the mat. And your big toes are touching in the middle of the mat. Then bring your hips towards your heels. Stretch the arms out in front of you and bring your forehead onto the mat. Try to relax in this pose. This is child's pose. But this is really a restorative pose. So whenever you feel tired or a little bit lost during any practice, any Vinyasa or Vinyasa practice, you can always come to this pose. And everyone, come to hands and knees again. Make sure your wrists are underneath your shoulders again. Fingers are wide spread. And your knees are underneath your hips. Your feet are hip distance apart. Then bring your toes under. Bring your hips towards your heels. Then press into the feet. And bring your hips up high to a downward facing dog. Maybe you've seen this in yoga practices. You can bring your hips up and back. Your belly is in. Fingers wide spread. And the heels are reaching towards the mat. They don't have to touch. As long as there's a nice stretch in the back of the legs. So first just feel it. Maybe you shake your head, yes and no. Doesn't have to be perfect. And bend your knees, look to the front of the mat and walk your feet towards your hands. You bring your feet hip distance apart, so underneath your hips. And grab the opposite elbow. Maybe you need to bend your knees. It's all good. You can maybe sway a little bit side to side. Let go of the elbows. And then with an inhale, press the feet into the mat, bring the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands in front of your heart. Bring your hands alongside the body with the palms facing forward, fingers wide spread. Tadasana, mountain pose. Again, feel your feet grounded into the mats. Feel your legs strong. So your tailbone is under you. Your belly is slightly engaged. Shoulders relaxed. Chin is slightly in while the crown of the head is reaching towards the sky. Relax your face. And with the next inhale, you bring your arms up. Interlace the fingers except the index finger. So I'll show you how I'm doing this with my hands above my head. And then with an exhale, you bend to the right. Bring your arms to the right and your hips go a little bit to the left. Again, for that side bend. Breathe in. And with an inhale, you come to the center. With an exhale, you bring the side bend to the other side. Inhale, come to the center, bend your elbows. And this time maybe you can open up your heart, so you bring your chest forward. And maybe you look up. Bring your hands above your head. And then let them down alongside the body. Then interlace the fingers behind you. Bring your tailbone under and just stretch your arms back. And you can bring your hands, your interlaced hand above the left hip. Bring your left ear towards your left shoulder. Stretch it behind you again. And then bring the interlaced hands on your right hip. Bringing your right ear towards your right shoulder. And let go of the hands. And then with an inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. So you can bend the knees if you need to for this. Then with an inhale, you come halfway up, bring your hands on the lower legs. And you bring your belly and the crown of the head is reaching forward. Exhale, foot forward. Then bring your right foot back. Your right knee comes on the mat. I always like to place my toes flat onto the mat. If you prefer to bring your toes up, to keep your toes under, that's totally fine. Then with an inhale, you bring your arms up. Exhale, bring your palms down again. Bring your right toes under and come into a plank position. So a plank position, fingers wide spread. Your core is engaged. Your hips are in line with the rest. And so not up high and also not low. Engage your core so that hips stay in line and the heels reaching backwards. And bring your knees onto the mat. With an exhale, you lower all the way down. Toes flat. With an inhale, you're coming up with the chest. And bring your toes under. Exhale, press yourself into that downward facing dog again. Always breathing. And bring, with an inhale, your right leg up high to the sky. Then exhale, look to your hands and plant your right foot next to your right thumb. If you need more steps for this, that's totally fine. Then bring your left knee down onto the mat. Toes flat or toes under. And then with an inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale, plant the palms. Bring your left foot next to your right foot. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, foot forward. Inhale, reaching all the way up. Exhale, hands in front of your heart. So that was a traditional sun salutation. We're going to do that one more time. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, and this time you bring your left foot back. Left knee onto the mat. Inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale, bring your hands down. Plant the palms and bring your right foot back into that plank pose. This time you can choose to bring your knees onto the mat. Or maybe you keep them up and with an exhale you're coming all the way down. With control. Toes flat. Inhale, bring your chest up, maybe a little bit higher. Roll your shoulder backwards. Bring your toes under. Downward facing dog. Then inhale, bring your left leg up. And then look to your hands, bring your left foot next to your left thumb. You can always make more steps. Bring your right knee down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bring your hands down. And bring your right foot next to your left. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, foot forward. Inhale, reach your hands all the way up. Exhale, hands in front of your heart. Now, bring your feet wide. And you bring your right toes towards the front of the mat. And bend that right knee. Your left foot is parallel to the short edge of the mat. Bend that right knee deep, bring your right knee over the right ankle and bring your arms horizontal. Look over your right fingertips. This is warrior 2. Try to stay focused. Try to relax your shoulders and your face. Maybe again you smile to yourself. Then bring the right palm up. With an inhale, bring the right arm backwards. Your left hand comes on the left leg, but don't lean on it. Keep your core engaged. It's just reaching. You can look up or wherever feels good for your neck. And come to the center again. Straighten that right leg. Then reach the right arm forward until you cannot reach anymore. And then bring your right hand down. Your left arm goes up. Spread the fingers wide. Triangle pose. You can bring that left shoulder on top of the right. You can look up, forward, or down. And with an inhale, you come up, using your core. Bring your hands onto your hips and come to the center. Toes are pointing a little bit more in and your heels are a little bit more out. Bring your hands onto your hips. With an inhale, you lengthen, tailbone goes under. Crown of the head is reaching towards the sky. And with an exhale from the hips, you fold forward. Maybe there's a slight bend in the knees. And you can bring your hands onto the mat, onto the fingertips, or you can put those blocks or books underneath your hands. And breathe into this. Then come onto your fingertips, lengthen. Then bring your hands onto your hips, and with an inhale you're coming all the way up. Now bring the left toes towards the short edge of the mat. Bend that left knee. The right foot is parallel to the short edge of the mat. The left knee is on top of the left ankle. Again, bring your arms horizontal. Warrior 2 on the other side. Relax the shoulders. Feel the opening of the hips. Then bring that left palm up and reach backwards. Bring your right hand down. It's just hanging loose actually. It's not leaning. Feel a nice stretch on the left side of the body. Your legs are working. And come to the middle. Bring your left leg straight. Reach your left arm until you can't reach anymore. Then bring your left arm down, right arm up, fingers wide spread. And look wherever feels good for your neck. Feel the opening in all the limbs. In your torso. And then come up. Bring your hands onto your hips. And then you can toe heel your feet together. You can bring your feet together or you bring them underneath your hips. So balance is it's just part of yoga. So if you want to get to know yoga, you have to do some balance. Alright, we're gonna bring the weight onto the left foot. So with balance, it's nice to look at one point which is not moving. You have to keep your core engaged and focus on your breathing. If you can bring your right knee up to the chest or parallel to your hip. You can bring your hands onto your hips and bring the sole of the right foot on the inner upper thigh, or you can bring it underneath your knee, not on the knee. So underneath the knee or above the knee, or if you really struggle to find your balance, you bring your right toes onto the mat and lean the right heel onto your leg. Then if you feel stable, you can bring your hands in front of your heart. If you still feel stable, you can bring your arms above the head. And you can keep the hands together or bring them apart, or whatever feels good for you. Breathe. And bring your right knee forward again. Bring your right foot down and shake it out. Going to the other side, bringing the weight. Getting your focus again. Bringing the weight onto the right foot. You can bring your left knee up. Bring your hands into your hips if you like. And bring your left foot on the right inner thigh. Right inner upper thigh, or maybe under the knee. Or maybe you bring the left toes onto the mat and the left heel onto your leg. So do whatever is best for you today. It can be different every day, every time of the day. And bring your hands in front of your heart. If you still feel balanced, you can bring your hands up. Don't forget to breathe, don't forget to engage the core. And bring your left knee forward again. Bring the left foot down. And shake it out. Coming to the front of the mat. With an inhale, you bring your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back into a plank pose. And then from plank, you can bring your knees down or keep your knees up. And then you can choose to coming all the way or halfway down. Rolling over the toes, opening up the heart. And then rolling over the toes again and coming back into a downward facing dog. So your fingers are widespread. Your shoulders are more to the side. So really try to relax those shoulders. The neck is loose. You can shake it yes or no. And then you reach the back, backwards, upwards and back. Your lower back is in. Your hips are up and back as well. And the heels reach towards the mat. So they really reach, they don't have to touch. And then look to the mat, look to the front of the mat and bring your knees down. Tabletop again. And then we're coming onto our sitting bones. Bringing the soles of the feet together in front of you. This butterfly pose. And I always remind my students to look at the feet, massage your feet. I've been walking you around a lot. Give them some love. And then if you're done with that, you can bring the arms up again. And twist to the right, bringing your left hand onto the right knee or right upper thigh. Your right hand behind you. With an inhale, you lengthen. And with every exhale, you may be going a little bit deeper. Please just keep it gentle. You don't have to twist all the way. Just focus on your breathing. And the ease. With an inhale, you come to the center again. Bring your arms up. Exhale, twist to the other side. And again, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. And inhale, come to the center. Bring your arms up. And this time we're going forward again. So place your hands wherever they land. Can be up here, can be all the way down. Depends on every person and all the things you've done in your life. With every inhale you lengthen. With every exhale you fold in a little bit deeper. But it also depends on your physiology, on your bone structures. Then walk your hands up. Bringing the knees together. Going to sit onto the front of the mat. Knees bent. And bring your arms out in front of you. And very slowly come to lie into your back. Use your core to control this weight. And you're on your back. And bring the heels of your feet closer to your sitting bones. See if you can touch the heels with your fingertips. If so, you press the feet into the mat. Keep the knees hip distance apart and bring your hips up high into a bridge pose. As high as you can, bring the knees in line with the hips. Hands are flat onto the mat. Or maybe you roll the shoulders under you and interlace the fingers. Bringing your hips as high as you can. Don't forget to breathe. And then with a last inhale, you bring your hips up a little bit more higher. Then let go of the fingers, roll your shoulders back and coming all the way down with control. Stay here for a couple of breaths to neutralize the spine. You can bring your arms in a T shape, so you spread your arms wide. Maybe if you don't have the space or you prefer it more, you can bend the elbows and bring the palms up towards the sky. With the T shapes, you also bring the palms up towards the sky. And bring your knees into the chest. And with an exhale, you bring your knees towards the right. Supine twist. So check if your shoulders are touching the mat. If this is not the case, you can bring a block, a book, a cushion or whatever underneath your right knee. Maybe look to the left. Bring your head and your knees to the center. And then with an exhale, bring your knees towards the left. Again, check if your shoulders are touching the mat. If this is not the case, bring something underneath your knees. Maybe look to the right. Breathe, enjoy this twist. Bring your head and your knees to the center. And stretch yourself all the way out. Your hands above the head, stretch your toes. And then with a sigh out through the mouth, you relax. One more time, stretch yourself out. And with an exhale, sigh out through the mouth. So we're going to do one last pose we always do in yoga. And that is Shavasana, that's the last resting pose. The only thing you need to do is lay onto your back. Make sure your shoulders are low onto the mat. And what really helps with that is to bring your arms alongside the body with the palms facing up so that your shoulders can be down the back more. Bring your legs straight and your feet fall out to the side. You can let go of any controlled breathing or tension. I will guide you out, so don't worry. This is a time where you don't have to do anything. To come out of Shavasana, you can bring some movements back into your body. Maybe wiggle the toes and the fingers, all the ankles and the wrists. You can sway your head from side to side. And very gently bring your knees into your chest. And then roll over to your right side. And then very gently come up to seated position. Be careful with opening up your eyes. And then come to sit into the position you started this practice. You can bring your hands in front of your heart. Be grateful for this day and for yourself. Bring your hands in front of your forehead. I would like to thank you very much. Namaste. So this was the short practice. I hope it was useful. And if you want to see more of my videos, you can like this video or subscribe to my channel. That's the first time I said this, so it's a weird thing for me, but if you really want to, you can do it. And I would love to see you more on my mat, or I would love to hear from you. Also, if you have any feedback or questions, I also love to hear it. And I wish you a great day and a great yoga journey as well. Thank you.